Welcome to News with Clay, your go-to source for all the news we care to share. He's sharp, he's witty, and according to his high school yearbook, most likely to be muted on Zoom. Please welcome your newsman, Clay.
Yeah, well, I was also voted best hair, so suck it, Kyle. Our top story tonight, Israel launched a strike on Qatar, the country best known for the World Cup, air-conditioned stadiums built by exploited workers, and having more Ferraris than traffic lights. Israel claims it was a military necessity. Hamas was there. Netanyahu insists he'll strike Hamas wherever they go, which frankly is alarming. Because if Hamas had any real strategic sense, they'd just hop Trump's Mexican border wall, pitch a tent in El Paso, and wait. Because if Netanyahu fired missiles into Texas, that war would be over faster than Jalen Carter can spit his way out of a football game, which, if you missed it, is very, very fast. And let's be clear, so they'd almost certainly make it across. ICE isn't watching the border. They're too busy patrolling Home Depot parking lots and harassing anyone in L.A. with a tan darker than printer paper. And, of course, this story would not be complete without President Trump, who said he was, quote, very, very unhappy about the way that went down, which is also what he says about the buffet at Mar-a-Lago. He then gave not one, but two completely contradictory interviews. In one, he claimed he knew about the attack ahead of time and warned Qatar. In the other, he said he didn't know about it, but still warned them. Either way, Qatar thanked him for the warning, which they received approximately 10 minutes after the attack. Which reminds me of me, because of the great timing. Everyone says I have the best timing. Tremendous timing. Our next story, media overlord Rupert Murdoch has finally settled the question of who inherits his empire, and shockingly, it's not you, it's not me, it's not even Logan Roy, it's his son Lachlan, yes, the boring one. The rest of the Murdoch kids each get about $1.1 billion to walk away, which, to be clear, is the world's most generous, sorry, you're not my favorite. Meanwhile, the family trust now includes Lachlan and Rupert's younger daughters, Grace and Chloe. So congratulations, girls. You're officially shareholders in a company best known for scaring old people and ruining Thanksgiving. Fox News staff reportedly breathed a sigh of relief at the announcement, which makes sense. Because if James Murdoch had taken over, half of them would have been fired and the other half might have had to start telling the truth. And while News Corp and Fox stock dipped after the deal, don't worry. Lachlan immediately promised shareholders that he would continue his father's legacy, which is business speak for outrage is the product, fear is the brand. So to recap, one heir, 3 billionaires, and 1 billion people still wondering, how the hell did Ariana Grande win all those video music awards? Meanwhile, in Nepal, young people weren't worried about Ariana's trophies. They were worried about their government, and they actually did something about it. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigned this week after massive Gen Z-led protests turned violent. At least 19 people were killed after the government banned more than 24 social media platforms, which, if you know Gen Z, is basically like grounding them, but with more tear gas. One protester said, you can take my phone, my computer, my Wi-Fi, and cell coverage, but you can't take my social media. And here's the kicker. They shut down Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, even News with Clay. Gone. But TikTok? Still available, just like in another big country I know. So picture this. You're storming Parliament, dodging tear gas, and live streaming it with a Megan Thee Stallion dance filter. The government thought this would crush dissent. Instead, it created the world's angriest flash mob. So in the end, the Prime Minister resigned, the President quit, the Parliament burned, and TikTok still scrolling. Which proves what I've always said. Revolutions are temporary, but influencers are eternal. And in science news, astronomers say they found evidence of an atmosphere on TRAPPIST-1e, an Earth-like planet about 40 light years away. Finally, somewhere else we can ruin. Once we're done with this place, scientists say it could potentially support life, which is great, because that means eventually it could also support a Starbucks. No, seriously, let me know when they open a Starbucks. I love coffee, so I can't go now, but I'd like to get there before the global warming starts. Beat the rush. Look, humanity's track record with planets isn't great. We've had one, and it's already like a used car. Trash everywhere, burns oil, overheating, and someone definitely smoked in it. But still, scientists are calling this a breakthrough. Personally, I'll be impressed when they find a habitable planet. At least it gives me hope there's someplace I can go to escape the idiots on this one. But with my luck, Elon Musk will already be there, convincing the aliens to use X and Grok. Speaking of out-of-this-world news, in Japan, an 80-year-old woman was scammed out of nearly $7,000 by a man claiming to be an astronaut, stranded in space. It starts out as a love story, and he promises to marry her when he returns from space, but oh no, his oxygen is running low. Dangerously low, like put the iPhone in battery conservation mode low. He told her he needed electronic money for oxygen, which is bold, because most scammers settle for Target gift cards. This guy went straight to help me breathe in the vacuum of space. And the wildest part? She believed him. I mean, my grandma still puts cash in birthday cards. This lady wired money to Buzz Lightyear. Look, scams like this are awful, but you've got to admit that's an A+ for creativity. Like Nigerian prince, played out, car warranty, snooze. But help, I'm an astronaut. I need PayPal for oxygen. That's art. Police are warning people to be on the lookout for similar scams. So if a man claiming to be an astronaut slides into your DMs, just remember, NASA doesn't use Messenger. And if they did, they wouldn't end every message with 14 emojis and a winky face. So, yeah. The woman lost $7,000. The astronaut disappeared, but hey, at least she's engaged. The next romantic scammer is going to have a little more work to do. And in music news, The Who have launched their final farewell tour called The Song Is Over. It seems like the song may be over, but the touring carries on, depending on how you count. This is at least their third farewell tour and their fifth tour since their first farewell tour. I'm not complaining. I like The Who. But as George Bush once said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again. And even if The Who is fooling us all again, I'm still buying tickets. In our final story tonight, a birthday guest book from Jeffrey Epstein has surfaced, and it includes a note signed by Donald Trump. The note shows the outline of a woman's body with Trump's signature doubling as, let's say, landscaping. Trump denies the note is his. He says that's obviously not my signature, which, come on, it looks exactly like his signature. Honestly, Trump's best defense might be, that can't be me. Look at the drawing. The woman's breasts are way too small. So yeah, Trump can deny it all he wants. But when your signature looks like a bush and shows up in Epstein's birthday book, maybe the Sharpie isn't the hill you want to die on. And that's all the news they wrote for me to read to you, and maybe little more than you bargained for. Consider yourself informed. Until next time.